to a headboard, a table, coffee table, and now I say, right, break, off you go. And they're, wow, this whole wood shop is my toy.
And I'm looking around, and we talked about it a little bit, but it seems like tables are what people want to, and really, I mean, a table is not necessarily an easy thing, but it's easier than a chair.
Right.
So it's a great
jumping off point.
Yeah.
Yep.
As opposed to a guitar.
I know, yeah, we're going into the deep end.
Yeah. But there's a lot of beautiful, I mean, you can just look around as I'm sitting and see 8 interpretations of what a table is.
Right. Yeah. Just doing tables is we do all kinds. The level of creativity that goes into a table is astounding. People have taken it to a whole new level. Absolutely, I don't think that there's 2 tables that are remotely the same in this building right now.
And you supply the lumber for them, correct?
That's absolutely right. We do. We go out of our way to bring in the absolutely best of the local lumber that we can find. A lot of it we mill ourselves. So we're actually going out, taking down trees that need to be repurposed.
Just locally here?
Just locally here around Metro Denver. There's a lot of reasons trees need to come down for new construction. There's disease. They may just be hanging over the neighbor's back fence. But we're always repurposing wood. We mill a lot of wood, or have done, from the Black Forest burn scar down near Colorado Springs. That fire was coming up on 6 years ago, most destructive fire in Colorado history. And that wood has an array of beautiful colors in it. And that's just really nice wood to be able to repurpose. So we are using just amazing wood. There's no need to be shipping wood all the way around the country, or even worse, all the way around the world, when we've got just amazing woods right here in Colorado. And our wild growing seasons mean that our hardwoods have just some amazing colors in them.
And, you know, Colorado's not known for hardwoods.
Right.
You know, but even so, you showed me there's a beautiful live edge piece of big board over there that's a cottonwood. And that's kind of the big native hardwood, if there's such a thing. And they're really spectacular. Yeah,
it's a medium density wood, but there are some hardwoods in Colorado that are totally underrated. We were looking at some elm, and there are some. They don't grow really big, hardwoods. I mean, we're not known for them, but the ones that do are really interestingly colored, and you get some crazy looking pieces that, when they're joined together properly, we get some really great looking.
Well, I'm thinking
pieces.
We have silver maples. We have tons of those. We have some fruit trees. We have apples and crab apples, and you know, smaller. Those don't get as big, but it's an interesting point, because there's not all the wood in the world. We have to be smart about it. And I'm with you. Hauling. Why insist on a board that has to come halfway around the world when there's beautiful stuff in our backyard?
Right, and keep it local.
So something that came to my mind when I first started hearing about this. So David and I are both in real estate. We're both super creative. We're both musicians. Pretty outside of the box. And so
humble.
We meet a lot.
We're very humble.
and we meet a lot of people. And in the last, and I mentioned this to you in our emailing, is probably in the last 10 weeks I've just met 4 people that this came up in conversation. Right. Oh yeah, I'm making a coffee table there. Or how is the word spreading here? Is it just all organic, or like, how are you getting the word out?
We do a lot online, obviously. I think really, though, the mouth to mouth is the person to person is the way that it gets around, because people really, it becomes, as you're making it, I think it becomes the center of conversation. How's the table coming along? Give us an update, because we're posting about it. This is what we're doing now. This is our new status update on the table. How is it? So it becomes a center of conversation. It becomes an ongoing piece of our day-to-day life is where we're at with the table.
So part 2 to that is, and I know the answer to it already just sitting here with you and seeing, you're basically one of the happiest people I've ever met. So all of these people are so excited to talk about it. They're like, you know, it's so cool, and you have to meet Francis, And it just seems like number one, you're making something. Number two, you're learning a new skill. Number three, you're interacting with someone who clearly is in their passion.
Yep.
It sounds like you've done some other things, but you came to a point in your life where you realized this is what I want to do. How long ago was that?
It was fairly soon after starting it. Fairly soon after getting into after opening our first store, it became obvious. I think my wife will attest to it. When a customer came up to her and said, it's just wonderful. He's so patient. And my wife was, who is this person? Who is this person that you're talking about? Did we hire somebody new? It's a fabulous thing to be able to see somebody go from that idea. They're coming in, they're not sure. I honestly, I'm really, really proud of the people that come in and put their thoughts and their ideas in our hands, and we tell them, yes, you can do this, and they're not 100%. And I really feel for them because it is a leap of faith. They see these things on our Instagram page. Yeah. They see these things on our social media, and they say, wow, because honestly, I look at them and I think these things are amazing. A lot of them, they're really beautiful, beautiful pieces of furniture. Mm-hmm. And I say, wow, I'm so proud of our makers and us getting these things out there. And I'm so proud of these people coming in saying, I'm not sure, but I trust you that you say that I can do this. And I'm putting it all on you to help me through this. And I'm telling you, and I'm saying to them, yep, we can do this. We can help you do this. And we get into it.
And a cool thing about, I want to use the term a well-made piece of furniture, but basically something built within the rules of how wood acts and reacts. And wood is mainly moisture. It moves. When I moved to Colorado from Austin, Texas, all my solid wood furniture cracked. People don't think about it, but for something that is built with thought and designed with a little thought, even if it's a beginner, that is something that should last longer than the human who built it. And I've always thought that's something really cool about woodworking, is if I build something nice that has a function 200 years from now, there's a good chance it might still be around. Yeah. And I just think that's, we can't live forever. I don't think I want to live forever, but it's cool to have a few things around a couple hundred years from now. And I don't know, I think it sounds like the marketing, like you said, is the tables people build, they take home, they sit there to dinner, they invite their friends over, and let's talk about this. How many decades will those conversations go?
Yeah, it is. It's so wonderful to think about them sitting there after the fact. And I've had people come in, years later saying, we get so many comments on the table, and I think about how many times they've had dinner parties since they've left, and how many times that must have happened. Right. That's so great.
Right.
So what's the one thing, if someone's hearing this podcast and doesn't know about this great workshop, that you would want them to know?
That don't be intimidated, that you really can make a table, that we're here, and we insist on commercial quality product leaving the shop. That is the one thing that I want you to know. I say it's our Instagram page, so it's got to look amazing when it leaves the shop, right? So everything that leaves here is A grade. We make sure that you are absolutely 100% happy with it, and if it's not, we just make it again. So everyone is absolutely capable of doing it. We're here to help you 100% of the way. That's what I want people to know.
And you said there's always an instructor an arm's length away. That's obvious, for the knowledge, but also for the knowledge of how to safely do all this.
Oh, absolutely. We have an impeccable track record with safety.
Cool.
That's good to know. That's one of the first things that came to my mind, because there are lots of sharp edges and heavy, large pieces of wood.
Right. And I think that's just about the systems. I think over the time, and we put a lot of thought into this to begin with. It's not, you could have a wood shop where we made everything with an axe, and I'm sure that would, end very poorly. But we don't do that. So the systems that we have in place for making these are very safe. So we will show you a way to do this that is very, very safe to, and it'll get made in such a way that you're right, it's a well-made piece of furniture. And another reason to use Colorado wood is that it's seasoned and it's right. Yeah, it belongs here, exactly. And it's made safely.
So Francis, if someone wants to learn more about this, what should they just go online? Where's the best way? Where's the best place for them to find out about what you're doing?
Absolutely. Instagram, Facebook, and our website are all great resources. And of course, just give us a call. We love talking about it. We'd love you. Absolutely love talking about it. And of course, signing up for one of our free orientations. Just step in the door and come in. We will show you around. We'd love to. Even if the intention is not to make anything ever, it's a great something fun to do on a Saturday morning, to be shown around an operating wood shop, learn about the wood, see some of the great stuff that's been made. That's just a fun hour to spend anyway.
Yeah. I think of woodworkers like golfers. When golfers aren't golfing, they still just want to talk about golf. And I think there's so many aspects to woodworking. I mean, there's a million approaches to it. There's I've been a subscriber to Fine Woodworking magazine for decades, and there's this fellow who does woodworking in the Japanese tradition, and his workbench is on the floor. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's just a whole nother. Or turning, there's a whole, turning is a whole world unto itself, and then people get into hand planes, and that's the fun of it. It's just never ending. And you mentioned Instagram and social media in general. It seems like there's just been a boom with creative people deciding they can do things like this and building wonderful things. And the shock to me isn't how many people are building things. The shock is how many of them are fantastic, and they're making heirlooms.
You're absolutely right.
It's just beautiful.
You're absolutely right. And that's where we like to provide a space for you to come in and find your inner woodworker. Mm-hmm. Let's get it out. Let's get him and her out and find them right in here.
I love that term, find your inner woodworker. We all have it.
Well, thanks so much for sitting down. This has been really, really great.
Hey, you're so welcome. Yeah, it was an absolute blast.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Larry, that place smelled wonderful. It smelled like wood. It looked right. I mean, it just, a few months ago we went to Henriksen Amps, where we got to be in a shop where they were building guitar amplifiers, and that's a candy store for both of us. This is just a different flavor of candy for me. I don't know how you felt about it. But.
Well, what happened to me when we walked through, I went back to, immediately I was 14 in woodshop in high school. Just that smell of freshly cut wood is something there's nothing like it.
Right, and listeners, listen, give them a call and do this. Here's your chance to build something, to make some friends, to learn about abilities that you didn't know you have, and to build an heirloom. It's a great opportunity. It's a great idea. Really excited to see this pop up in Denver.
Oh, totally. And, honestly, the thing that most struck me in this interview was how happy Francis is. This is a guy in his passion and passionate about teaching people how to just start from nothing and get something accomplished.
It's always great to see somebody doing what they're supposed to do, and he's definitely doing what he's supposed to do.
So thanks for listening this week, guys, and we'll be seeing you soon.
Take care.